Hello, hello, and good evening. It is Monday, 30th of May. We are almost coming to the end of the month of May. Has the Lord been good? Has the Lord been faithful to you? Yes, from my side, He has been good and He has been faithful. Welcome. Welcome. Tonight, we are having an amazing, and I can assure you that we are going to have an amazing time this beautiful night. This is the City Gate, and this is the only show in East Africa that tackles issues that affect men. This is where we bring you real men that deals with real issues that affect real men in the real world. And this is a topic we've been doing, men's preparation for marriage. Yeah, you need to know that there are some things that you need to know and understand before you say, yes, I do. And that is why we've taken good time to continue talking about these things. Yes, so karibuni sana. And I have the usual suspect. And tonight we are full house. Nyumba imejaa, hata mtoto mtukutu amepatikana. What? Nataka nianzie na yeye. Afanye intro. Welcome back.
Ameweka
stone face. It's good to have you here. Karibu sana. Asante. It's good to have you here. We have really missed you.
I've missed you guys too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kumbusha watu ulikuwa unaitwa nani?
Majina naitwa Simon Kierie.
Yes.
I love the Lord as my personal savior. And since we met with the Lord in 1994. Yeah, some people are not born.
Yeah.
I have been well, and the Lord has kept me. I would say that it was not intentional for me to miss. I really wished to have come, but things kept me away. But I am here today and excited to be here.
Yes.
I've missed you guys.
Yeah.
And missed the viewer too. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. We are grateful. Yes. And next to me.
Yes. My name is Pastor Gigi. I'm so excited to be back here, and I look forward to a great show as we handle this topic that we love talking about.
And to the far end, the other.
Yes, people starting by saying when they met the Lord. I forgot to say mine. I met the Lord in 1991.
Hallelujah.
Yes, 1991.
Yes.
And we've had a beautiful walk with him.
Yeah.
I was telling some young people that it has been fun. It has been beautiful. I can't imagine myself not born again.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even know how life would be. But knowing the Lord and being born again for these 31 years has been such an enjoyable journey.
Wow.
And my name is Bernard Warui.
Amen.
The author,
the pastor,
and the mentor,
the
and the philanthropist.
the
authenticity, intentionality, and purpose. Yes, and delighted to be here.
Yeah.
And we look forward to a great show tonight.
Yes.
And welcoming Simon K back to the show.
Thank you. Yes. And from the look, you can see I'm their boss.
We are wearing suits for you. Yes. So we are wearing suits for you.
I am the boss.
What happened when I was away?
That is why and my name is Willie Kinyash. Na ukipenda Dr. Love. I'm the undisputed. And for the sake of proving to you that I'm Dr. Love, 11th of June, there is something great that is happening. So if you're there and you're married, we are having a couples retreat. It will be happening at Lake Oloiden, Pale Naivasha, and you're most welcome. Come, we'll have a lot of food, fun and fellowship. This is a place where you can come with your spouse and you'll be able to bond and even be able to know other couples out there. And so it will be a place whereby you're going to build your marriage and also you're going to interact with other people and learn from each other. So kindly, is there a number down there? Yes, there's a number. We are going to give you a number that you can call if you want to join us for this couples retreat. You can call that number and tutakuwa pamoja. Charges are 7,000 per couple. Kosa uchekwe. As we talk about men's preparation for marriage, si ukuje twende pale Naivasha tukajivinjari. Karibuni sana. And so before we get into tonight's show, kindly can you give us a recap of what you were discussing last Monday?
Yes, last Monday we had a very powerful show. I must say that. We, besides ministering to you, we ministered to ourselves and we also enjoyed ourselves. And basically we talked about the emotional preparation that we need to have, that men ought to prepare themselves emotionally, in that we need to be ready to leave our parents and be united with our wives and become one. And we really took a lot of time really talking about the living and the cleaving, where we said that we must mature enough to get to a point where we now begin to detach ourselves from our very close attachment with our parents, so that we shift that attention to our girlfriends or the wife to be, so that by the time we are getting into marriage, then we are actually one with our wives. And I remember we said that we have to get to a point where we prioritize our relationship with our spouses over that of ourselves and our parents, so that we don't have to be so knitted together, going to ask our parents what to do, when to buy a car, when to take our children to school and where to take them to school. We said that we must get into a point where we become very close with our spouses, that they become our first priority, so that after that we are able to build ourselves up. So the basic thing that we dealt with was about relationships. We said that we also need to detach ourselves from some of our boyfriend relationships that we've been having before that, so that we now concentrate a little more with our spouses. And we said that we are not saying that we don't continue having the boy relationships that we've been having, the boys clubs that we've been having. All we said is that more of the attention should now shift from that into the marriage. And we have to be realistic. We have to realize that we are married men, and we cannot continue behaving like we are not married. And we said married men should not go for kesha every day.
Yes.
I think that is the point at which
and that one coming out from a pastor.
Yes.
It was a boom.
Yes, no kesha every day for a married man.
Hallelujah.
We said every married man that goes for kesha every day is a fool.
Is a fool.
Yes.
And yes, you are bringing down your home.
Yes.
By your own hands.
With your own hands.
Yes.
So you become like that foolish woman that the Bible says.
Yes. Wow. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And tonight there are quite a number of things I want us to look at even as we continue with this topic. And maybe I'll go to Rev Warui. And I want us to talk about accountability. Accountability.
Yes.
Is it how important it is to have that person whom you can bring close to your family, that can walk with you? And what kind of person should I bring in? I have seen some young people, when they are planning to get married, even when they are looking for a best couple, you see a man looking for another young man who is not married, and the lady looks for a girl who is not married. They come atinuao wanawasimamia harusi. What do you say about accountability?
Yeah, about accountability, I'll speak about it in several levels.
Yes.
Because what I say is that you should never walk alone.
You should never
walk alone.
Yes.
And from the day when you decide to walk with this girl, and you decide that, actually not from the day you decide to walk with this girl, and I'll give my own example. It is the day you see a girl and you think that girl can be somebody to me.
Yes.
the thing is that you should be working with some people, some peers, some young men your age, whom you are accountable to. And I remember even when we were getting to that level ourselves, we had a group. Actually, Rev G is here, and actually that group, we are still together to date, almost 20 years later. And we were working together. And every time, and I remember as well when we were in campus, every time I spotted a girl, the first thing I did is to go and tell my friends, whom we were close, we were few, we trusted each other. Because the other day I was talking to some young people, and they told me that you tell somebody and then anakuenda nyuma. So these are people you work with, they are people you pray with, they are people who hold you accountable. You know, a friend who will ask you, have you prayed today? And you say, today I don't feel like praying. They drag you to the chapel and they make you pray.
Must pray.
Yes. These are the kind of people you should be working with. People who are taking you to Jesus. I always tell young people that relationships will never leave you static. They either take you towards Jesus or farther from Jesus. And you must have relationships that take you towards Jesus. And there are times when one of us would come and say, I've seen a girl, and we will tell him, don't try. Because we know that girl. We know the people they work with. We know the character. And so the first level of accountability is that level of peer-to-peer. Who is this person that you work with, who can hold you accountable, who can ask you questions? So the moment you spot that girl, go to these people that you trust. They don't need to be many. They can be 2 or 3 or even 1. But you trust, you pray together, you know this person wants the best for me, and I want the best for them, and therefore and they can be objective. And they'll tell me the truth with love, but they'll tell me the truth. They will not pamper me to just make me feel good. So that becomes very, very important. The moment you tell these close friends, then they will hold you accountable. If they see you in the dark, in a certain corner, they'll tell you, the place I saw you, you should not be there. And that becomes important. After you get into the relationship, and you have made up your minds that we are pursuing this, the two of you, the next level is to get a mentor couple. And it is a mentor couple, not a friend couple, like you have said. It's a mentor couple. It's people that we are looking up to as parents. People we are looking up to work with us. They should be people, number one, whom we look and admire their own marriage. I always say you cannot take people where you have not been. And it is important for you, with the little information that you know about them, do you admire their relationship? Do you feel these are people that I can trust to show me the way? Do you believe these are people who can hold my hand and tell me this is the path to follow? Number two, they should be people whom you can allow to have authority over you. People who can tell you, you can't do this, you can do this. You can't go here, you can go here. So these are people that you're giving authority over your life. You're saying, we want you to become our parents. So they have some authority. Of course, they must be mature spiritually. Because marriage, as much as it is a physical relationship, it is also a spiritual relationship. You said it is God who initiated that institution. Someone who does not have a relationship with God, someone who is not serious in their relationship with God, cannot lead you right in a path which it is God who initiated. The third thing that is very, very important is that these must be people who you can confide with and who can keep confidentiality. They can be trusted. You can trust them. And number four, it is people you can be open to. You don't go to strangers. So they could be people you established a relationship with many years back. Either of you, either the young man or the young lady, when you come together and discuss and you identify a couple, it is a couple that you know we can be free with. If it is the man and the man, they can be free. If it's this lady and the lady I want to marry, they can be free. And they can talk issues and they can discuss issues. So you must be open and free with each other to be able to get into that relationship. The other thing that is very, very important is that they must be available. They must not be people who are too busy to have time for you. They must be available for you. That when you want to meet them, They can spend time with you.
Yes.
They can spend time counseling and helping you through issues. They can go with you because you'll need them when you're going maybe to visit parents.
Yeah.
They can come in when you have trouble and issues. And it is very, very important. I've experienced that over the years. And these mentors have been very good because they also help in resolution, not only resolution of issues, but they also help in decision making.
Yeah.
Because they bring in a third voice. They provide a controlled environment where you can objectively discuss and prosecute issues, and you're able to discuss them. After the best couple, the next level of accountability is your spiritual authority.
Maybe before you even go to
Yes.
spiritual authority,
Yes.
what happens where maybe there's this couple, this young man
Yeah.
have seen
Yes.
that this can be our role model, these are people who can work with us, but now they are not in agreement with the lady. What happens?
They must agree because you cannot, this couple is not going to work with you alone.
Yes.
This couple is going to work with both of you. And there needs to be openness. That if I feel there's an issue I want to discuss with them, I should be free. If my lady feels there's an issue she wants to discuss with them, she should feel free. And so if my wife to be is not free, does not feel this is the couple, then that is not the couple.
Yeah.
You must be able to sit at the table, objectively discuss, and agree that yes, and you know relationships are subjective.
Yes.
Sometimes I can say, I'm not comfortable with Willie. And I can't tell why I'm not comfortable with Willie, but I'm not comfortable.
Yeah.
So if your wife to be is not comfortable with them, she is not comfortable.
Yeah.
Therefore, seek to find a couple that both of you are comfortable with and you have agreed on.
Yes.
Of course, it is sometimes difficult to find a couple whom both of you know. Most of the times, and I've been a best couple 13 times. And for all those 13 times, it is one of the persons that I knew. So if it's the lady that I knew, she was able to bring the man.
Yeah.
And my advice is that when they come the first time, we have some time we interact.
Yes.
We tell them who we are and how we do things. And they tell us who they are and how they do things. And then we say, you go now. Leave us and my wife to think and discuss because I didn't know who you are marrying. Now I have known. I can tell whether it's a person I want to be a best couple or not. And then you also have met us. Go discuss and agree. There have been an instance where they go discuss and this person has met us for the first time. But after meeting us and he feels no. They go and tell us, yes, we had chosen you, but and then we tell you that is acceptable. And the others who have come and we have said, yes, we met, we interacted, we can't do this because of one reason or the other. Like if one is born again, another one is not born again. We didn't know they are not born again when they were coming, so we are like, no, we cannot do that. So interact with this couple, then go and sit and discuss.
Yes.
Maybe the lady will say, yes, the guy is good, but huyo mama, roho zetu. Yeah, the guy may say, you know, the wife is good, but huyo jamaa, sioni kama. If it's that way, don't move on.
Yeah.
Please look for another couple whom you are both free with, and you can walk that journey because it's a long life journey.
True, I agree.
Yes.
And I want to bring in Simon. He's our finance guy.
Yes.
And even as you talk about the issue of accountability, I want to ask, when I am looking for, or when we are looking for accountability couple, should we consider the issue of finances? Tuangalie hawa ni masource, hawa kona mado.
Na chums. Zaitwa chums.
Should we consider that?
Of course, lazima waweze kununua suti.
Actually, I think one of the things that people look at is why are we looking for this couple? And I think Reverend Warui has really dwelt into that issue. Most of the times when you're looking for a best couple, you're looking for someone that will walk with you for a lifetime, for as long as that marriage will be.
So unaweza kuwa na do mingi kumliko yeye.
Definitely, because you see, there's something that people say. There's a saying that money is currency. Today, people have money. Tomorrow, things happen, and you find that people that had a lot of money have none. So if you are looking for a best couple just because of the money element, and the money goes, what happens? you have no need of that person,
Yeah.
of that couple. But I would say it's one factor, because there are things that you will buy for the wedding if you're planning to do a wedding. So you don't want then again to get into to get a couple that. But if you can find the
Cannot
couple,
even buy their
Yeah,
own suit.
they can't buy their own suit. You don't know
I
what a
was-
best couple
I
can't
was-
buy their own suit.
I was trying to avoid that.
Sasa
But you see-
unafundraise kufanya wedding alafu unafundraise kununulia
no.
Yeah.
You see, if God has blessed you and you want to be a blessing in their lives, not because they can't afford, but you want to buy for
What
them.
if they can't afford?
If they can't afford and you're looking over and above money, there's a benefit that you're getting from this couple that surpasses money. I don't see anything wrong with you buying them whatever,
Yes,
the suits and all that.
You know, the
And
reason,
helping
the
them.
reason why I'm asking this question, it's because I've heard of couples walitafuta best couple hakuwa na do. So now that you have become my kids, every time akiwa na need, watatupigia wale watoto wetu.
I think I need to put
That
a
one needs to be
disclaimer here.
handled at a different level.
And that's why Reverend
That
said,
is wrong.
And that's why Reverend said, you first have the preliminary meeting,
Yes.
the two of you. After you discuss, then nyinyi wawili, the couple wawili na nyinyi wawili, you go sit down and discuss.
Yeah.
Is this something that we want to get into? Based on what I have seen, this couple is struggling financially. Are we going to be able to meet their financial needs? Because the way I look at things, we are planning to buy tuxedos and all that,
Yeah.
and I don't think they will afford. I'm in a position to fund that. If you're willing and you're overlooking the issue of money, I don't see anything wrong if it's of getting a best couple. If it is about kama tutasumbuana, hawajapita. You see, right now presidential candidates are going through vetting.
Yeah.
And you're looking at several qualities.
Yes.
And if one quality is heavy, this person has been convicted of a criminal offense and all that, they will be disqualified. So if you sit down and see that this money element will be a challenge for us as a couple when we get married, I think that is something that you can relook into. But I'm saying it should not be because that someone does not have money now. Does not tables turn.
Yeah.
And you find that this couple that you overlooked because they didn't have money, that they're the ones that will in the future be helping you out on a scenario. So money should not necessarily be one of the reasons. But ukiona mutasumbuana before you jump into
Kanyaga
Yes.
kubwa mwana mwana kubwa
Modhomi mogere
Akaya maidho.
Throws eyes ahead.
throws eyes ahead. Unaangalia mbele unaona the way I look at the future of this relationship,
Yes.
these four of us, my wife will not be comfortable or I don't think they will be comfortable. So because of that, you don't even have to tell them and make them feel bad that you have declined
Wakataji wana
because hawana kakitu. But you can for the sake of your future.
Yes.
Because this is as I said, but there are people who decide that I'm getting a best couple for the wedding. That's it. I know all of us, that's not what we advocate. We advocate for a couple that will walk with you.
That's
And
the rest of their life.
I think Reverend has done a very good job to explain that you're not looking for someone who will be with you for that particular day. And I think the people that get someone for that particular day, it's always advisable. If you're getting this couple for this particular day, because maybe the couple that you had looked at, they were pregnant, and that particular day they were not available, so you got someone to step in. It's always advisable to have a couple that you both have agreed, this is our best couple. When we need advice, marital advice, when or whatever Reverend Warui was talking about, you will walk with them on that particular journey. So you can get those two, but it's not advisable, but it's always good to have a couple that you go to. So kama haja qualify because of money, na unaona mbele mtasumbuana, politely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ask God to give
but there's something I would say
Ask God
about
to
that.
give you wisdom.
There's something I would say about that. I don't know whether it's what my wife is a counselor. She keeps telling me.
And she's watching.
Yes, that sometimes when you have something she calls dual relationship, then there are certain things that become difficult. So if you are looking for a couple who you account to and who have authority over you, but you are funding them, there is a level of authority they might never be able to have on you. There are certain things they will want to tell you, no, you cannot go that direction. But at the back of their mind, you have funded them. So there will be compromise. There will be compromise.
Actually.
And therefore, let me finish.
Okay.
So I think that is something that you need to be careful with.
Yeah.
Like now, I know our mentor couple, they can rebuke us because you need to be dependent quite a bit. Because I've realized there are certain relationships you'll have. Like take for example, you are a pastor and then a member of the church becomes your best couple. Then that relationship is dysfunctional.
Yes.
It becomes dysfunctional.
Sure.
Because how does this member come and tell the pastor he is not treating the wife well? So you need to be very careful on, I'm looking for somebody who will have authority over us, who can rebuke us and tell us you can't do that.
Yes.
Who can stop us on the way. I have sometimes have had to be very hard on people I'm a best couple to. Very hard on them. If they were giving me money when I'm desperate, I'm not sure I would have been able to be that hard on them.
And I can see Rev G.
I really want to put a disclaimer here that even if we're going to have this couple that is wedding, buy them a suit, it has to be within their means. I am very, very careful with the way we handle finances in our wedding preparations. And that is one of the biggest mistakes that people make. I don't know whether it is in Africa or in Kenya alone. Because you will find somebody is struggling to raise money. They even calling us for harambe, whatever they call tea party. You know, we just baptize them. Yeah, high tea or whether low tea, boozy, pre-wedding. All those things are fundraisers.
Yes.
And they are telling us you don't actually have enough money to do a wedding. And then out of this money, you want to buy a suit and a kiatu and a tie for your best man and a nice dress and some tacky shoes for your best lady. It is not right.
It is not right.
It is not right. You must do things within your means. And I hope at one point we'll be able to discuss the financial concept of the preparation for marriage. That I should only do that which is within my means. Number two, if this couple is going to be dependent on us financially outside the wedding day, that is an X again. Because we are not looking for a couple that we will be meeting their bills. We are looking for a couple that we can be accountable to, that can advise us. Now, if this couple has been unable to handle their finances, and I like the way Reverend Warui has put it, if they are unable to meet their financial obligations, how are they going to teach me how to meet my financial obligations? It doesn't work. I can only learn from somebody who has been there. He said at the beginning that you can never take people to a place you have never been. So if they are unable to meet their finances, their financial obligations, whether they are going to become good and better in the days to come, and praise be to God for that, as at now, they don't qualify. Because they cannot advise me. It's just like telling me that I get a couple that is having friction between them. They are not relating well, and knowing that in the future they will exactly, it will not work for me. I need one that is working right now. So I cannot go to a couple that is not able to meet my needs. And not just that, even wale watu wanasimamia harusi, what do you tell them? They stand for what do you call them? You know, I don't know what to call them. Yes, those ones.
Wedding starters.
The starters.
If they cannot meet their bills for the wedding,
Yes.
wachunje wote. Hata afadhali kuwe na best couple without wasimamizi hawa wengine. If anybody cannot buy themselves a shoe and a suit or whatever it is and meet their money for dinner, if there's going to be a dinner in the evening, they have no business being part of your wedding.
By the way,
Actually, one of the greatest headaches, for people who are preparing for their wedding is the
the bridal team. Thank you.
They call the bridal team. And I always tell people, don't be apologetic. Like, this is my cousin, has been my friend.
No.
I don't want to throw them aside. I don't want to leave them. No. No, you cannot do that. Because I tell people, you don't want to marry when you are fatigued.
Exactly.
Your wedding must not be a moment.
Finished.
It should be a wow, we are starting.
You should even be looking forward to doing another wedding the next Saturday.
If you go through wedding preparations and you are fatigued and tired, and on your wedding day you say, it's over.
There's something wrong.
That wedding, that marriage doesn't work.
Yes.
It becomes a need. Your wedding is not a need to something. It is a beginning. So this journey needs to be an easy journey that is not tiring, but that is energizing for the start of a great life.
Yes.
But again, Pastor, you see, especially with this generation.
Which generation?
The current generation.
The .com.
The .com generation.
Yes.
You find that they are doing things that it is like they are in competition. You see?
And that is the problem.
That is not authentic.
Kevo did such a wedding.
It is inauthentic. It is inauthentic.
So
they get loans.
When you're talking about at that Saturday,
let me tell you something, Willie.
quite a number of them, they are there.
Let me
You
tell
know
you
what they
something.
do?
They are
They
competing.
wed. Then when they go to the hotel, the guy sleeps like a log.
Yeah, exactly.
While he should be,
Let me
while
tell you
he should be
something.
consummating and starting a great journey.
There is something that people need to understand. There is a very big difference between wedding and marriage. Those are two different worlds.
Thank you so much. Because at times we take a lot of time planning
Planning for the wedding, but you have not prepared for marriage.
Yeah.
How do you enter marriage with a debt of 500,000 in the name of you got everybody on board? Ukaenda ukachukua kazini zako zote ukavanunulia suti ndio wasimamia harusi. Ukachukua best couple mwenye hawezi jinunulia mpaka tai ukavanunulia. Ukapatia watu sijui kuku na nini na grapes na siogei juu ya mtu hata mmoja. Ukawapea hizo vitu zote.
Harusi safari park.
Mkatafuta limousine ya kuwabeba, and then the next day the debtors are coming.
Nyumba inafugwa.
Let me tell you, that was a very wrong start.
People don't remember how your wedding was. Na yedagi imejiandika hapa.
Okay, can I
my
go?
wedding, my wedding suit is the cheapest suit I ever wore.
That is it.
To date.
Hello.
It costed me around 700 shillings. Ninunua kitambaa ikaenda kushonwa. Na sasa niko hapa. Yes.
You guys are on fire.
Yes.
No, it's because this thing is real.
When it comes to money, people should not forget.
Financial consultant has come in.
Anatulia tu. Wacha tu.
Yeah.
Slow but sure.
No, because I'm thinking.
Yes.
People forget. There's something Rev G has said. There are two different, distinct activities. Not activities, really, institutions. One is a function, actually.
Yes, a function.
The wedding.
That is
Yes.
less than 12 hours.
Wedding.
12 hours or
Wedding.
30 minutes.
I'm
Hizo
saying
zingine
less
ni
than
madoido.
12 hours.
The wedding is a one-day event.
It's
Yes.
not one day.
2 hours.
Yeah, it's
Na
a one day.
unalipishwa kanisa.
Let's give it 7 hours.
No, it's a one day. Okay, fine. Give it 7
It's not one day.
because you're cutting off the night evening parties and all that. But I'm saying from morning till evening, the people who go to their hotel rooms midnight or past midnight. So it's a whole day. Now, this is a one-day event. Let me call it that way. Or it's an event. And people don't forget the woman or the lady that is getting married has been dreaming about this day from when they were young. And sometimes men, and now we're talking about men, sometimes men don't live their dream wedding. They live the girl's wedding.
Girl's wedding. Sure.
They live the girl's wedding because the man, anataka bibi, full stop. Hii story ya
Simple.
wedding, so most of these things that they do, they do to fulfill the women's or the ladies, and I hope I don't get into trouble with this, but this is the truth.
Now that is the truth. Yes.
They don't want, they're not doing a wedding per their wishes.
Yes.
They're doing a wedding per the girl's wishes.
girl's wishes.
Because you went to the girl and convinced the girl the girl akakupeleka kwao na watu wao wameitisha, there's a long list. We have not even talked about dowry.
Yeah.
Dowry is a whole discussion. Yeah, for a man, they should prepare for that. And after dowry, there is a wedding. So, Reverend Warui, sometimes when men are hitting that particular day, they're not looking at the days after. And that is why it is important to get a couple, and I think now I agree, that is well off, that knows that there is life after
the wedding.
But now
all these accountability partners, all these people should tell you, after the event,
can I tell you?
there's life
marriage
after the event.
Can I tell you?
So don't invest everything
tell
on
you?
this particular day.
I have bested quite a number of couples with my wife. And one of the issue we always discuss, it is this about finances and planning for these big weddings. But I can assure you, when you tell them,
Inaingilia hapa inatokea hapa.
But they need to be told.
wewe mtu wa Mungu kwani hauna imani?
No, they need to be told. Life.
There is
Listen,
life.
But let me tell you,
marriage,
after wedding.
Actually, this is the way I put it. Marriage begins the day after the wedding.
Yes.
yes,
That is the beginning of marriage.
there's something Simon has said.
Now-
so if as a man, you are not able to bring your wife to a place of moderation,
Yes.
even in terms of financial management and how you spend your money, so that you have to give in to everything she does, you are getting into a
There's
lot
a
of trouble.
Trouble. When you get married.
You are going
Yes.
to buy those 2-3 door refrigerators
Yes.
when you are the only two of you
Yes.
and you are only putting a packet of milk inside there.
Yes.
Because if you can't be during your wedding preparations, if you cannot get to a point of showing her the sense of not spending all these millions on our wedding, the day you get married, you will die of depression as you try to please her, because you already set a very bad precedence. Wacha aingie kwa nyumba akijua ya kwamba we are not getting in here to be extravagant and to just spend the way we want to do.
Yes.
And men should stop trying to please this girl. Be authentic.
You should be
If
real.
you don't have money, tell them, I don't have money.
Exactly.
We are going to do a simple wedding and we want to look at the bare minimums. If she's putting pressure on you and you are giving in to that pressure, you will remain under that pressure for the next 40 years.
And
Now
that is
tutakuzika.
And,
Tutakuzika.
Hata kabla hiyo 40 years.
and that is why they say better a broken
Engagement.
and
Yes.
relationship.
That a broken marriage.
If you
That's
realize this pressure, that you can't handle it in marriage.
Wacha naye.
Please run for your life.
Yes.
The wedding is just one day. It comes and by the way, if you can afford, go all out.
No, do it.
It's
Do
okay.
it.
We're not saying
If you're
don't.
able, it's okay.
If you're able to, please do.
Yes.
And make her happy. You know, if you're able to give her Santorini, take her to Santorini. and all
What
that.
is that now?
Santo who?
The point here is,
And all those things, if you
Yes.
can be able to do that, do it.
the point here, Kerry, is
But if you're
do a
promoting-
wedding
yeah.
within your means.
Exactly.
As simple as that.
Yes, because a wedding is one day.
Yes.
I think this message should get to the young people, because when they are marrying, they think that the wife will run away.
To where?
No, this is it's you know, this is a tape.
How can she run away when she's in love
You're
with you?
running towards this tape.
Yes.
You know, this line. You're running towards this line, and you want to touch this. You know, and once you get to the marriage, sorry, to the wedding, you're like, whoo, thank God, I've gotten into the marriage.
Yes.
And people forget that this day can cause you not to enjoy the rest of your marriage.
I agree.
Let me say something there. That if for you to keep your girl and to marry her, you have to go out of your way. You have to be inauthentic. You have to do things you are uncomfortable with. That is not the right person for you.
Yes.
If I have to provide certain things within the wedding
That I'm not
and if
able
that I'm struggling to provide, and if I don't provide, I feel I will lose this girl. Please leave her alone.
There are others
Let
who
someone
argue.
love you authentically for who you
What
are.
about we have called in people to come and support us these pre-weddings.
Yeah.
And now we have this money. We have 500,000.
Usitumie yote.
We have received from people.
Save.
And so the girl is saying, we have
No.
pesa iko.
Can I tell you?
Tumepewa ya kutumia.
Let me tell you.
Weka kado.
If you get 500,000
Weka
and you
ya
can
bili
do a
kado.
wedding of 100,000
Yes.
and save 400,000, and
Kuja
I know I have
tuibia.
young people looking at me.
Kuja
Yes.
tuibia.
that 400,000, that is the wisest thing you can ever do on this planet Earth.
Exactly. Save
Save it.
kwa money market.
Life begins after the wedding, and I wish every man
Save
would
the
hear
money.
that.
They say it is easier said than done.
What are you saying?
Even if you're going, listen, even if you're going to buy a piece of land at Kamulu,
Enda ununue.
enda ukanunua with no apologies. You've not stolen from
Yes.
anyone.
The reason why
Ukichangia,
the reason why I am saying that is easier said than done. It is because once we were there, and there are people who maybe try to put sense in us, but we didn't see.
But we were foolish.
But
No.
Kikuyu says,
No.
I'll
I'll tell you, Willie.
Yeah.
Me, I'll tell you, Willie. My wedding was not very long ago.
Yes.
It's about 16 years ago. I did not spend over 100,000 for that wedding. I did the wedding in church, and the reception was inside the church. We went for the photo session in Aquari. Those photos are nice. They look like that movie. And then tukachukua matatu tukaenda.
At least we spent slightly over 100,000.
Tukachukua matatu tukaenda honeymoon. Na niko hapa
Yes.
tumeona 16
Na
years.
umeona.
We are
Na
doing
umeona.
well.
That is it.
Yes.
Na umeona.
Yeah.
Haija
And for me,
jiandika hapa.
the funniest bit of the story is I never spent a single shilling from my pocket. All the money that I spent during our wedding is the money we were given by friends.
Maybe ni juu ulikuwa nayo.
From of course ile kidogo nilikuwa nayo nilikuwa nataka ni save ndio tukajamstart maisha.
Hata mimi niko hapa.
No, let me tell you. That is the reality of life. Hatukuwa na pesa nyingi. But the little that we were able to be given by friends, we agreed, let's manage this one so that it is able to fit
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
Hata kutoka viatu mpaka zenye tulivaa na nguo na suti, mpaka gown, all of it came from that money. Whatever little we had is what we now went to jumpstart our marriage with. And that is the point we are trying to drive home here.
And to all young men who are not yet married and you're planning to get married, if you can invest in wedding, tafuta mtu wa picha mzuri na video, ulipe hao. Hizi vitu zingine hata chakula hatutakumbuka.
Actually,
hata picha. Unajua miaka ya kwanza pili kila mtu akija kutembea unamtolea album.
Oh my goodness.
By the time unaoga miaka 5 6 hata album.
You should know where my album is.
At least picha unaweza onyeshana.
Mi video
But when is the last time I showed
mi video
someone?
nafikiri ile finish
Wacha tusome.
kubwa.
Wacha tusome. We have quite a number of people who have joined us. Wow. And thank you so much for tuning in. We have Winnie M. Alikuwa namba 1 kufika hapa. Tune in and looking forward to a wonderful show. Thank you so much. Steve Muigai.
Very important.
Watching. What is Steve Muigai?
No, Winnie M.
Amefanya nini Winnie M?
Very, very important.
What is?
Haya, tumekubali.
Una underline.
Kubali yaishe Willie.
Nimekubali.
Kubali yaishe.
Haya. Winnie M, thank you very much. Very important. Steve Muigai watching from Machakos and Tafu. You are a great man, full of wisdom, picking great insights from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bernard, watching from Kamulu, Kenya.
Kamuru Kenya.
Another very important.
Very important.
Bold, in bold.
Then we have Zuhura Peace Karemi. I'm late, but maybe this could have helped me, hoping I will learn. Yes,
Yes,
learn.
you will.
Creative Kev, know why you are getting this best couple. Answer these questions. Are you looking for a couple who will help you fundraise for the wedding?
No, best couple is not a fundraiser.
Who will take you through PMCCs?
PMCC ni ya pastor.
Premarital counseling, yes.
Yeah, sawa. Creative Kev. Continuation. Who will be there for you after the wedding? Or a couple who will look good on the wedding photos?
They must look good.
Unataka tu kufriendshine pale kwa picha.
Wakue for you after the wedding na pia wa look good. Asikuje na suti imeinama shoulder moja.
Yes, Zuhura Peace Karemi well said, a man should provide everything on his own. Thank you.
Oh, the man who is
Akinil Media, I'm not really late. Yeah, kweli haujachelewa. And Mary Paul, that's my best couple speaking.
Oh.
Great conversations.
this
Great.
best couple here.
You haven't seen
Yes, this
couple
one.
wewe. Wewe ni best man.
Very best man.
No,
Uko na couple gani hapa?
Eh.
we are one. don't distort the unitary state of my marriage. Me and my wife are one. When you see me, you have seen her.
Sorry.
When you see me, you have seen her.
We are sorry.
That we are one. Don't distort the unitary state of my marriage.
We are sorry.
When Mary Paul sees me, she sees her best couple.
Oh, thank you. We are sorry. We are sorry.
Do you need to respect the constitution?
I know even creative Kiev, when he sees me, he sees
Si lazima useme.
But then is there.
Yaani utaki kupitwa.
Wacheni waulize, kwani mnafikiria sisi hatuja best maharusi?
Unajua mjasema?
Lazima tuseme.
Si labda mjama tuseme.
Kuna mtu hapa anaitwa. Kuna mtu hapa anaitwa
Chema.
Hebu soma majina ya huyo mwingine. Anaongea mambo ya jiji. Anaongea mambo ya jiji.
Just give more Gigi. Mr. Gigi. No me here.
That's a friend of mine watching from India.
Oh, from India.
Anaitwa nini?
It's a he or he.
It's a he. Yeah, it's called Nomi.
Nini. Yani jina yake ni N peke yake.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So you know you're being watched international now.
No, wait. This is not No. The complete name. Triple N.
Yes.
Wow.
So thank
Yes,
you guys.
that is the hit.
Thank you guys for joining.
Yes.
Thank you guys for joining in.
Beautiful.
We are doing a main preparation for marriage.
Yes.
How well are you prepared when you're getting married? And even as we talk about accountability issue, we are not only talking to young men who are planning to get married. If you're married there, do you have a couple that you work with? If you don't have, we are not here to judge you, but what we are saying, go sit together with your spouse and ask God to guide you, that you may get a couple that you admire, a couple that you can trust, that can work with you, such that when you have issues, there is someone you can call, there is somewhere you can run. You see, because marriage has got issues, and I know if you're married, you know that
Sure.
there are issues. So when issues come, where do you run to? You need to have an accountability couple that can work with you. Let's talk about sexual purity.
Before that, I think there's some bit of accountability that we have not touched on, Reverend.
The spiritual authority.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And the accountability to your spouse.
Or to your
There are several levels.
Yes.
By the way.
To your spouse,
Yes.
and to your also to your parents.
And
Yes.
yes. Are friends. He started with friends.
friends,
And then
the mentor couple. Then the next one is spiritual authority.
Spiritual authority.
Mmechekea ni nini mpaka akadelete message?
No, we love you. We have no offense, Nomi. Nomi, we are sorry.
We love you. We love you.
We love you,
It's good to
Nomi.
have him watch.
Yes, and we are happy that you are watching us all the way from India.
Yeah.
Please don't take offense. Yeah, we love you. So, spiritual authority, very, very important that after you get your best couple, it's important for you to go to your spiritual authority and let them know that you have a relationship that you have started for several reasons. Reason number one is for he prays for you.
Yeah.
When he's praying, he prays for you, and he knows what you're going through.
So
number
he.
she also is allowed spiritual authority. Okay. Number two is for purposes of counsel. They provide counsel from day one. If you come to my office and tell me that I have identified this girl, there are several questions I'll ask you. And there are several advices that I'll provide to you as you go through that journey as early as then. Many times we find ourselves fighting fires because you're coming to speak to me when you already even visited parents and you're already in a fix. Again, if I am the spiritual authority who will oversee your wedding, it is important for me to know how you are taking the journey. I don't want to come and climax a traditional Kikuyu marriage in church. I don't want you to go and do all those funny things that are done.
Coming with Karofo at the
Yes,
altar.
you have already given Karofo, you have already kudia, what is it in English?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what you are
beer and what have you, umeenda ukapeana na vitu kama hizo. And then you're coming to me after you've gone through all those things and you're telling me, Pastor, we are preparing for a wedding and we want to do it within the church setting and everything. So from the beginning, so that I provide counsel on how do you go about everything. So that the wedding is like a climax, but there is a journey that we have walked together.
Yeah.
Number 3 is because churches have administrative issues and protocols in terms of how things are done. How do we schedule weddings? How do we schedule premarital counseling? How do we book venues?
Yeah.
How do we do all those things? How do we inform the church? How do we bring it to the church for the church to support you?
Yes.
There are certain churches, if you go and ask members to be committee members in your wedding committee, and they have not heard it from their pastor, they will not come. And I would like to say, yes, we speak against fanaticism to men of God and pastors, but sometimes we need order in the church.
Yes.
We need order in the church that before an announcement or people are informed, because maybe both of you are members of this church, then you are approaching members, be a guest in our pre-wedding, but they have never heard their pastor saying it. They won't take it seriously. But if they have heard their pastor saying that so and so are preparing to marry, if they approach you, give them all the support they need.
Yeah.
That is a very important statement being said by your pastor.
Sure.
And it will earn you a lot of support from the membership. So that becomes important. I've said arrangements even like premarital counseling is not for the best couple. The best couple, of course the best couple can provide premarital counseling, but that is not the ideal. The best couple walks with you on this journey. The best couples walk with you is experiential. It is a natural journey you walk together. The PMC provided by the pastor is a structured, almost a classroom kind of thing.
Yes.
So that he has topics he's taking you through and all those things. But you for your best couple, you are walking through a journey. You are experiencing, you are enjoying, you're speaking natural things, you're meeting at home in a free environment. But when we meet in the office and I'm providing premarital counseling, it's official, it's structured, it's topical. So that should be done by your pastor.
But for me, I do structured.
That is fine, but it ought to be experiential.
Yes.
It ought. I don't know. I'm not refuting what you do. It's okay to do that. And I've said the best couple can provide PMC.
Yes.
But I have said that is not the ideal, because if you're coming from a church I know churches that are very good structured PMC, then why do I need to repeat it?
But you see him now. You see the gist about his counseling is that one, he's a marriage counselor professional.
Yeah.
So he's able to now bring in his professionalism into it. But what you're talking about, talking about a couple that has just been picked from the congregation who do not have that experience.
Exactly. Because the best couple doesn't have to be a marriage counselor.
Exactly. That is where now Pastor Warui is coming from.
Yeah.
And that's why if you say that you do it structured way, that's actually now a double benefit for the couple getting married. But as a pastor, I will not hesitate and I will not fail to do premarital counseling on that couple, even if you have done it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you do it on your front, but they have to go through my program as their pastor. Yes.
And I agree.
Yeah. And also, I've always said here, you don't buy an ambulance when the leg has broken.
Yes.
You don't buy a fire engine when the fire is already blazing. Go to your pastor as early as possible, so that in case along the way you are drowning and you need to cry for help, you're not crying for help and explaining. Niokoe pastor, nilikuwa na huyu msichana tulikuwa tunataka kuoana lakini sasa ninakufa. No. He knows he already knows. So when you call for help, he will come to help because he has been on the journey. So as early as possible, get to your spiritual authority, be accountable to them. Na vijana waache kurukaruka makanisa. Unajua kuna vijana hakagi kanisa for more than 3 months.
Acha kurukaruka.
They are church hoppers.
I know of a few couples, not one.
Yeah.
And when they came to their spiritual authority to say, I'm planning to get married to this person, and the pastor said, it's okay, we'll pray about that. And after pastor praying, she calls this lady and told her, God is showing me this is not the right man for you. And you know that point. This girl is madly in love
With this guy.
with this guy.
Yes.
That she cannot listen to her pastor.
Yes. Because
Only after getting married, vituko zinaanzia wakiwa honeymoon. And now she remembers
the
my
pastor
spiritual authority
told me
has
this.
spoken.
I know people fight against these things a lot. But I want to tell you, there's a reason why God, he gave some to be pastors, some to be apostles, some to be evangelists. If there was no need for the pastor, God would never have called them. Your pastor is your prophet. And your prophet is the one says, thus says the Lord. It does not mean that God cannot speak to you directly.
He can.
But God chooses to use people at times. It does not mean that God would not have come and healed Paul from his blindness when he needed him to go and preach.
Yes.
But he told him, Ananias have to come and pray for you. So there are times when God chooses to speak through your pastor. Listen to your pastor.
Please don't lose that point.
Yes.
There's a point you mentioned. Vijana waache.
Kuruka kanisa.
Please.
Yani, kijana anakuja kukwambia anataka kuoa, lakini umemuona kanisa saa debili tu. That they go to this church, they stay there for 2-3 months, they move to another church, stay there for 3-4 months, they move to another. By the time they are harusi inawapata, wamekuwa hapa na mwezi moja. Please, it is important for you to make up your mind. Join a church and stay there.
Yes. That's it.
If there are certain things that you don't like there, maybe their media is not as good, their drum set does not sound the way you like, add the value.
Exactly.
Add the value.
Exactly.
Add the value. Kama unaona the media is not working very well, go look for the skills, come and help them organize them. Kama ni mafundisho, ulienda huko aje? How did you determine that this is where I need to be?
Actually,
na ukakaa miezi mitatu then unatoka.
it is said that not every man of God is your spiritual authority.
Yes.
So it's good to know, locate who your spiritual authority
sana
is.
Tafuta Mungu.
And when you know this is your spiritual authority, huyo ndio spiritual authority, that is the man we are saying or the woman we are saying, go talk to them.
Na ukae huko.
Na ukae huko.
Yeah.
Sio kuna kwa kanisa kwa sababu ndio jirani.
Yeah.
Before we wind up, can your best couple be your spiritual authority? And maybe they are not even your pastors. Can they also become your spiritual authority?
Everybody needs a pastor and everybody needs a best couple. I think we need to differentiate between those two. How does somebody become your spiritual authority when they are not the ones feeding you spiritually? A spiritual authority is somebody who you sit down under their teachings,
yes,
and you subscribe to the teaching of the word that they do for guidance in your spiritual walk. So I wonder how your best couple becomes your spiritual authority. That means you don't belong to a church. If you belong to a church, then your pastor automatically becomes your spiritual authority.
Yes.
Then you also need a best couple to be able to help you walk through the marriage life. Because this best couple is like a peer-peer relationship, kind of, only that they are on a higher level than where you are. Therefore, you cannot say that my spiritual authority is my best couple.
Wow.
It is not practical.
Thank you.
There's a different way of looking at it. Can my pastor best my wedding? I will say yes and no. I will say yes and no. There is nothing wrong with it. For me as a pastor, as a matter of principle, it's a no. Why? For me as Pastor GG,
yes,
it is not written anywhere in the scripture. It is not written anywhere in the Attorney General's office for the Registrar of Marriages. But for me, anybody who chooses to become a member of my church, number one, you lose me as your best couple. Because what criteria will I use to best you and decide I'm not going to best the other one?
You open up a very
exactly
yes,
wisdom. So I will tell them, let me deal with you from the pastoral front, but look for somebody else out there. And I honestly have nothing against that. If your pastor agrees, it's okay. But for me as Pastor Gigi, it's a no.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. I'm told that our time is up. My director is on my neck. But of course, lazima tusome hizi message. Zuhura Peace Karemi, by the way, nimesoma a lot when preparing my wedding. I'll not praise people. I think I'll not please people. Marriage is me and my
And
man.
my man,
Thank
yes.
you, Zuhura. Thank you so much. That's the spirit.
Yes.
Then creative Kev, PMCs, sio same kwa all churches, and I agree. In the current generation, some churches will show up siku ya harusi na wakati wa announcement.
That's dangerous.
Choosing violence.
Sijui niwaambie watoke.
Patricia Karami is watching. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you so much. Zuhura, please, Karemi. By the way, is it fair for a lady to be old than a man? It's like 5 years difference.
Kama mmesikizana, si mmesikizana.
Tutaongelea zaidi ya man.
Okay.
Then Zuhura, please, Karemi. How do relationship is supposed to rust before you enter to courtship? I think we'll handle this.
We handle
on
that.
Monday.
Yes, we will handle that.
Dave Chuck. Moments, an important topic. And then anaendelea kusema a structured premarital counseling is important. At the same time, getting a best couple who can work with you is an added advantage. Thank you so much. Masava Emily, watching from Katani. Good conversation. Thank you so much. And Patricia Karani saying powerful show. Thank you so much.
you.
And we come to the end of tonight's show. And for a minute, give us your parting shots. Mr. Simon?
Wedding is an event. Marriage is the target. So when you're planning for your wedding, when you're doing all these things that we're telling you, no, it's an event, it will come and go, and it's important to do all these things that you're talking about. But the focus is the marriage. We spend a lot of time planning for the wedding, and don't spend more time planning for a marriage that will last longer. Wedding is one day, actually you said 7 hours.
Yes.
But marriage is for a lifetime.
Yes.
So invest more time in the marriage, premarital counseling, talking to your pastor, talking to your best couple, everyone. Get them on board on the journey that you will start on your wedding day.
Thank you so much. Gigi.
Yes, I want to pick it up from where I have stopped and say marriage, like I said, begins the day after a wedding. As you look for a best couple for your wedding, look for a couple that you can work with all your life. I know it is fashionable nowadays, like we said, to get a couple that is not even married, a single boy and a single girl, but I would rather lose on the fashionable bit of it, but get a couple that will, I'll be sure that I admire their marriage and their marriage is working and they are willing to offer themselves for my sake. Therefore, choose your best couple wisely. Have a good night.
Thank you so much.
There's something that I have been thinking about and preaching on lately, that we should all lead a revelation-powered life. Marriage is a spiritual institution that was started by God. 1 Corinthians 2:9 says, things that have not been seen, things that have not been heard, things that have not entered in the hearts of men, is what the Lord has stored for those who love him. But verse 10 it says, but he has revealed these things to us through his Holy Spirit.
Yes.
Allow God and have let your antennae and connection to the heavens be accurate. Hear from the heavens. Receive the revelation. Your wife is one of those things that have never entered the hearts of men that the Lord has kept for you. Your best couple is one of those things, wonderful things God has kept for you. Allow the Holy Spirit to be the guide in that journey. Walk a revelation-powered life, even when it comes to marriage.
Thank you. Bottom line, are you friends with that girl, with that man? Are you friends with your spouse? Let him, let her be your number one friend. Before she became your wife, your husband, first, she was your friend. She was your friend. Maintain that friendship. And that marks to the end of our show tonight. It has been real. It has been awesome. Thank you so much to all those who have joined us, and for those who will be watching later, thank you so much. We really love you. And till Monday, we continue with this topic. And Monday, as you come, you start with the sexual purity. Inafaa ikuwe aje? Thank you. Keep it. Wema TV, the voice of hope. And this has been the City Gate, the show that brings real men who comes to speak to real men who are facing real issues in this real world. My name is Willie Kinyash. Till Monday, for now it is a good night. God bless you. Tuonane Monday. Na happy Madaraka Day in advance. Baraka.
Bless you.
Why?